It is critical right now that you stop for a second and ask yourself the very simple question, what do I know and how do I know it? What do I know so far? What do I know? Not what people are saying. What do I know? How do I know these things? Right now, I am telling you that the level of, if you had any doubt in your mind, anything as to the level of corruption of the media, all you have to do is look no further than what is happening regarding the Lahaina or Lahaina fires, depending upon where you're from, and the Maui fires, and what is happening in every aspect of this. This is precisely what happens every single time. Bad people who want bad things to be covered will now use and this is so important. It kind of is and isn't, because, but let me just say something. They'll use the social media to dispel and to disrupt and to dispute and mock and severely brutalize people who have various ideas as to what's going on. But let me explain something to you. Assuming there was no social media now, you would have the Lahaina fires, you would see maybe some coverage, you'd read it in the newspaper the next day, maybe the next day. Maybe then you'll figure out what's going on. You might talk about it. You'll wait until the evening comes to see maybe there's something on Walter Cronkite or something. This is the way it used to be in the old days. And then later on, you would maybe read the paper the next day, maybe get Newsweek. Remember we had Newsweek? It was, these are the stories of the week. You got that? This is what people would do. And you would think nothing of it. You would know nothing. If there were, quote, conspiracy theorists, you would have never heard of them because you would have never come up to them. Keep in mind, the Zapruder film was first shown to folks in like 1975. Nobody saw it. Mark Lane, everything that happened before that occurred without the Zapruder film. This was 1975. This is on the Geraldo Rivera show. Geraldo, who was at one point so relevant, now he's relegated to whatever it is, joke status. But I digress. Conspiracy theorists, which mean, by the way, people who are not buying the official story, they didn't exist. Or if they existed, they were in pockets. So if what you have right now regarding Lahaina fires and Maui fires, if this were 60 years ago, 50 years ago, you could get it away. Nobody would say anything. Oh, they'd say, oh, that's terrible. Let's move on. Because take whatever the regular social media coverage is and reduce it to nothing. Now, today we have a problem. We have social media and we have people who can mobilize immediately. Think about this. I want you to remember this. If this were 5, no, what am I saying? If this were just, say, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you would be getting up on a Sunday morning. You might read the paper, you might watch some news, and that's it. You would talk to no one. If you had suspicions about the Maui fires, you'd have to keep them to yourself because there'd be nobody around to talk to. There would be nobody to talk to. Nobody. You could call a relative, but that's it. Today, you have thousands and thousands, and perhaps in some cases, millions of people that you can immediately talk to and that can stir you up. Stir you up in a variety of ways. Stir you up for the better, stir you up for the worse. Who knows? Listen to what? Understand what's going on. There are contingents, vast, huge quiet and to be quieted contingents of people who were looking at these fires again and saying, where we left off last time, we're asking the same questions. This doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you something last night, which was something. What time was that, honey? What time, roughly? The rain. Do you remember rain like that? Do you remember rain like that in the middle of the night? Normally it's like during the day, kind of sort of. Doesn't really matter. I don't want to rule too much. Last night here we had it. It never. I mean, the thing I missed. The only thing I missed about coming to, from Florida, I should say, was the thunder. We had thunder and lightning like you cannot believe. Anybody who's lived there, it's just magical. And I remember thinking for decades, well, I just don't hear any. You don't hear any thunder here. Not anymore. Now, what am I to do? The way I think is I stop and I do not read into this. I don't start filling the gaps with narratives that sound interesting. Well, the reason why that is happening, and the reason why, as I was about to tell you last night, the rain was, I thought the windows were going to break. I thought, my God. Now, 50 years ago, I would say, did you see that rain? Yeah. There were worse rains. There were worse rains. But my mindset is telling me this is different. This is different. And because my mind says that, if I am certain people, I'm going to go in this direction, fueled by anything I want on my social media platform. Let me talk about these fires. The Lahaina, the Maui, the fire total surpassed that of the 2018 Camp Fire, which resulted in 85 fatalities. In the annals of Hawaii, it stands as the most lethal natural catastrophe to date. And even compared to the 1918 Cloquet Fire in northern Minnesota, the 1918, an event notorious for claiming over 450 lives, this fire's impact was staggering. This fire that raged through Lahaina left a trail of destruction, damaging or obliterating over 2,200 structures. And the process of rebuilding, let me say that word rebuilding, and listen very carefully to the word rebuilding. The process of rebuilding is anticipated to come with a price of maybe $5.5 billion, according to FEMA. Now, what you should get from this is there were other fires. There have been other fires. This is not the only fire. There were some fires that actually were greater. But remember, the first rule is do not go into this looking for something. This is why we have double blind tests. Don't go in looking for something. But understand something. Listen carefully. There have been worse, but it's rebuilding. How is that going to be? What is going to be rebuilt? Are the ownership is first question I have. Number one question I have. Just following a usual, just a rational. Are the current owners going to remain current owners? When you have a property for whatever, and it's wiped out, let's say you got a property for $2 million. That's your property. It's your homestead. You've had it forever, you and your family. It's wiped out. You think you're going to get $2 million in insurance? No, doesn't work like that. Do you think you're going to be able to sell this for $2 million? No. You've got this deed, you've got this property, but you've got this area that's now gutted, blighted, destroyed, moonscaped by virtue of a fire. So what happens? There's going to be a lot of change, a lot of turnover of property, a lot of ownership change. It's just the way it is. What are you going to do with this? What's this worth now? What's a $2 million house worth in an area that was just wiped out? where infrastructure is destroyed also has a bad sound to it. And you're going to have to take, I don't know how long, to repave roads and other houses. Do you want to rebuild a house when everything around you is? Do you know what you know where that goes? Who has the wherewithal to say, I'm going to ride this out 20, 30 years from now? Corporations do, people don't. So you're going to see a massive turnover. You're going to see fire sales. Interesting phrase. You're going to see a lot of things, a lot of ownership change. And when you see what that looks like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, who knows, depending upon, you will be surprised as to who owns what's being developed. And you're also going to find out, if you were to go back in time, you would have found out the people who, let's say, were to have been reluctant. Remember the fellow who would not sell to Trump, was for the Scottish golf course. Remember that? You're going to find tremendous changes in ownership and the like. And you're also going to find people who were not, let's say they had refused to sell to big corporations or big names or whatever. Now it's a different story. Now, stop right there. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything, or it means everything. So how do you put the brakes on this? How do you figure this out? What exactly does that mean? What do you mean it means nothing? It means everything, or it means nothing? You tell me. Well, I don't know. Let's do more testing. Let's ride this out. You see what I'm saying? This is where I say, every major revelation, every discovery, everything that has ever happened starts off with a that's interesting. Hey, did you see that fire? Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah. You know, he just got insurance a week before. What? Yep. Just got an insurance policy. In fact, overvalued it. Is that right? Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Did you hear about those poor kids? Yeah, what happened? Well, one was abducted or murdered. Yeah. Custody fight. Interesting. Everything starts off with interesting. Everything starts off with everybody. Finding the Green River Killer, finding BTK, finding Bundy starts off with a seeing if there's a connection between something. Somebody one time said, I think there might be a connection between smokers and lung cancer. This is a long time ago. Why? Because people I see who smoke are getting lung cancer. It always starts off with that. Always trust your Does something look right here? No. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right here. Always trust it. Always start off square one with that doesn't seem right. Number 2, where do you go next? Well, first of all, before you start listening to other people, keep asking questions. Ask yourself, what am I asking someone? What am I asking? What is it about this? When something doesn't seem right to you, keep going. How does your clinical analysis figure? How does it work? How do you? Let's look at the media. Great. The first thing to do today is the media lie. Don't forget, media is a plural noun. Medium, media. The media lie. They issue targeted propaganda, especially now regarding the Lahaina fires. They're lying. They want you to see it, but they don't want you to ask any questions. Never, ever, ask questions. During the course of COVID, when people were getting intubated and people were going on, when people were being put on ventilators, they did not want you to ask any questions about this at all. Do not ask any questions. Just shut up. Yeah, but what? Then sometimes they want you. Now, let me tell you what the media do. They are here. They are attack dogs today. It works like this. We call the people who run everything the shadow government. For lack of a better word, we just have a name for it, the shadow government. Those are the people who run everything. They're globalists, banksters, credit folks, they're military, the prison complex, the ones who own, you name it, this conglomerate, the Bilderberg folks, the CFR folks, the entertainment media, big tech, big pharma, big agri, organized crime. Remember, I told you what an old wise guy one time said. He said, why don't you think they want to stop us? He said, do you think the FBI could wipe out the mob, the mafia, as you would say? Do you think they could do that? If they wanted to, do you think the FBI, how many of us are there? Everybody knows everybody. We know their name. They walk around in New York half the time bragging about who they are. They're on podcasts. They love this. Everybody know who's made, who's straightened out, who's got their badge, who's got their button, who's got their, who's connected, or everybody. It's for a secret society. So the question is, why can't they figure it out? How about MS-13? Have you heard about MS-13? Where do you think MS-13 may come in handy? Where do you think MS-13 may come in handy? Maybe, I might say, if you're having people who have to ferry, Ferry, and move people in huge swaths of groups through, you say, for folks who are, what am I trying to say? People who are trying to move a human cargo and the like. You think they've got some connections? You betcha. You think they've got some connections? Absolutely. So the wise guy one time said, why don't you think they get rid of us? And the Hells Angels and the pagans and the Chinese triads. Why don't you think? Do you know how many Chinese people there are? The Albanians here in this, the Russians, the whatever, organized crime. There's not that many. You don't think you could wipe them out in a heartbeat? Why don't you think they want to? And the answer was, posited by this very wise fellow, was that they want to keep the structures intact, the communication structures, the distribution structures, the criminal structures. You've got MS-13. You've got folks like that who work in conjunction with cartels. You've got cartels. You make deals with cartels. Cartels are your army. Yeah, they're big, but you know what? You work with them. The first thing you do in government, the first thing you do when you own something is you got to realize there's no such thing as a good guy, bad guy. I got to figure out which sides. Do I deal with you or do I deal with you? Anybody aware of bombing? Are you aware of who's bombing Damascus? No. Did you see this? This is, let me see. There's all kinds of bombings going. There's always, there are wars and things going on that you don't really know about or should know about or care about. But going back to my friend, he said, the reason why they want this is, let's say you want to have a heroin distribution ring. Let's say you want to stop. certain groups of people who maybe are bad guys, but not your bad guys. You want to make sure the bad guys are always in play. So they want to put our blood in their veins. Excuse me, strike that. They want to put their blood in our veins. They want to keep all of these structures there. Is MS-13 gone? No. How come you don't hear about them anymore? Where'd they go? They're walking around with 13 in the forehead. You think they're used by the government? Interesting. During these huge waves of humanity, you don't think they can set up interesting, they know how to buy people off? What better way to get product move, people move, crime, or to have other people whacked? Since Allen Dulles, since OSS, since we worked with Vito Genovese in the Sicilians during World War II, we've always used bad guys. Johnny Roselli was going to try to whack Castro. This may sound far-fetched to you. It is absolutely documented. They want to put their blood in our veins. Look at what's going on right now. Look at what's happening. Look at just look at what's going on. And then somebody is saying, okay, attention, yes. Okay, folks, media, you got to do a favor. Call up Snopes, call up PolitiFact, get them in the meeting. Okay, folks, as you can tell, they're back again. Who? The direct energy weapon folks. They're back again. They smell a rat. We gotta kill them. Doesn't matter whether there's direct energy weapons. They never tell you how. It doesn't matter. We've got to make sure these people are shut down and shut up because they're saying things that we don't like. They're suggesting that maybe these fires aren't miraculously originating out of nowhere. They're saying things that you've got big mouths and ex-CIA and ex-SEALs. And I will bet you there are more phony ex-CIA. They used to say NSA. You notice how NSA now, nobody even talks about them. 5 years ago, it was all NSA. NSA, everybody. Well, you know, I'm ex-NSA. Now I'm ex-CIA. Oh, and I'm ex-Navy SEAL. I'm a Navy SEAL because I'm going to be on this guy's podcast. There are more ex-Navy SEALs. Have you noticed how many ex-CIA people talk and talk and talk? I'm an ex-operative. I'm an ex-SEAL. I'm an ex-this. I'm an ex-Delta Force. You talk and talk. You buying this? Can you believe the number of people who say, hey, you don't tell me these people ever get a knock on the door and some guy standing there saying, Jerry, yeah, come here, listen. Not for nothing, Jerry, but you gotta kind of shut up a little bit about this. Well, you know, you're isn't that something new? Now, you know, my sick mind thinks the reason why they get away with that is because they want this. It's almost like a recruiting thing. When in 1970, well, if you look at the history of Mossad and really Amman is this is military intelligence. These are the guys. This is, if I had my choice, if I had to work someplace that was really cool, that's where I'd work. Israeli military intelligence, they're good. But so somewhere along the line, because remember, Intel always works, they're friends. ISI is always friends with CIA, MI6, Mossad. They're all buddies. They know each other. It's a gentleman's, pardon the expression. But one of the things they did was they elevated the level of Hollywood mystique. Don't think for a moment. Don't think all these books, Gideon's Sword, give us a Gideon's Sword. I mean, it became wow. It became cool. And there was this whole fascinating thing about, not social media, entertainment, Hollywood, and the like. Remember when Krav Maga was contact combat, Israeli self-defense? Remember when the Uzi? Remember when you started seeing this was big for a while, and maybe it's true, but in Hollywood, I know for a fact they have IDF, Israeli people who are now bodyguards here. The name had a context, and that's part and parcel with working with entertainment, movies, and scripts. Just like, for example, go to the CIA. You want to do a movie? They'll help you. You want to have a movie? Terrific. You need a battleship or something in the background? We'll help you. You don't have a budget for weapons, whatever? We'll help you. Ask Oliver Stone what happens when you get caught up. Ask Oliver Stone what happens when they say no. What was it? Was it Salvador? He had to buy everything. They would have helped him tremendously. They would have done whatever for him. They would have, but no. He went too far. He went too far. Oh, Al, he decided he's gonna Oliver rather. Anyway. Make a long story short. So you want to work with CIA? They'll help you, but you got to get script approval. You're not gonna write any trash about them. No way. It works like this. You've heard all of this. You got fingers, you got fists, you got this, you got sticks. Put them together. You have the fascies. You have a handle. One stick you can break. Put 3 or 4 together, can't break them. It's always like that. It's always been like that. And these are smart people, and they use this. So right now, watch what's going. I'm sitting back and I'm reading this. We have 2 people. Let's say I'm in a meeting. All right, let me go back to my talk about Lahaina. Okay, folks, we've got the usual suspects. We have these people. Here are these people. We want you to get on them. The following. This guy, ex-CIA, ex-SEAL. This one, ex-Delta Force, ex-SEAL. This one, whatever it is. This one, weapons expert. And all of them are doing this directed energy weapons. Now, first of all, we're not worried about that because they never tell you how it works. They never tell you. They always, these are ground force. These are, drone. They exist. You can knock. Oh my God. We all know this. We got some system here, some land-based. It's on a gimbal or a pivot. There's a drone. Absolutely. China's been talking about knocking them out of the sky. Satellites. Of course. The question is, they're talking about something that's flying around. And they don't really specify either a satellite system, delivery system, or a drone or aircraft or something that supposedly shoots this laser or microwave or something. They don't really tell you how. But there's this guy. And we can call Elon Musk up and say, Elon, kill him. And he said, no. Elon will say no, because Elon's convinced you that he's the good guy, right? Elon's told you, no, I'm the good guy. I'm letting all this stuff in. Right. Remember that dog and pony show Elon did? Remember when he had the Twitter files? If that's not limited hangout, I don't know what is. What does he do? He brings in Matt Taibbi. Matt Taibbi. There's Matt Taibbi. Okay, Matt. Matt, you're going to print this? Yes. Remember Barry Weiss? She says, what the hell is this? She's out of there. Matt said, I'm going to print this? Yes, Matt. Okay. Matt, you have a question? Yes. Do I get to see the other stuff? No. So you're only going to give me my certain papers? You're going to make me? I said Jerry Lewis. Make me? Should I want to? Yes. You're going to have me do this? I'm going to print these. Just those, Matt. Here, we're giving them to you. You'll be famous. Shouldn't I go through all of them and decide myself what's important to make sure? No, Matt. I'm Elon. I'm a good guy. I'm going to fight Zuckerberg. Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, I'm a good guy. Tucker loves me. Everybody loves me. I changed it to X. I'm still how many of you wonderful people look at your phone to this day and still look for that bird? You see the X, you're thinking, now, where the hell is my Twitter? Oh, it's X. How can I not see it? Timeout story. The other day, Mrs. L and I decided we're going to go do some stuff. We went out. The Lincoln Tunnel was closed. Everything was closed. We basically, truly went maybe, about a mile, 2 miles? just drove forever, about a half an hour, just turned around, came back. We didn't go anywhere. And we were an hour. We're driving nowhere. This is closed. This is backed up. But we saw the Google on West Side Highway. Have you seen the Google building? Oh, brand new. In addition to the other one in Chelsea, you got to see this. It's enormous. What do they do at Google? What? God love them. I'd want to work there. So, going back to this. So I'm watching this morning. I'm saying, Have you seen, who has seen this now famous Instagram of this young man who says, hey guys, listen, I've been here for a long time. And you got to wait till somebody does that. Hawaii, Hawaii, kind of like that. You know how that Tulsi. By the way, has Tulsi Gabbard been saying anything? I don't know. Has Tulsi Gabbard been all over this? Isn't she from Hawaii? I just thought of this. Forgive me for being so stupid. Has Tulsi Gabbard, has she come forward? Has she done anything? Has she said anything? Wouldn't Tulsi Gabbard be the main one for you to come forward? Wouldn't Tulsi Gabbard be the main person? Wouldn't you just expect Tulsi Gabbard to be all over this? Oh, Maisie Hirono. Where's she? This is your... And also, your girlfriend. Hello, I'm Tulsi Gabbard. Do I remind you of Yvonne DiCarlo? I have that skunk stripe here. Paid Fox contributor? Hello! Come on. This is your hometown. Now, let me tell you something. You see my name here? Rational Conspiracist. Oh, I believe in conspiracy. But I'm always telling you, wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. There's no evidence of that. Wait a minute. Right? I know I drive you crazy. Wait a minute. Hold it. Not yet. Oh, JFK? Absolutely conspiracy. Probably with elements of all kinds of stuff. But I can't tell you who did what just because, well, I can't. No, you can't. You can merely tell me that he wrote a memo saying he was going to destroy the CIA. So I'm always telling you, wait a minute, hold it. Not yet. Not yet. Don't know yet. But where's that Tulsi Gabbard? Where is she? Your girlfriend. Oh, you loved her. She's a phony. I've been telling you, a shill. Comer, Jordan. Just... imagine having a restaurant where you hire people to make this noise, like they're eating, you go, wow, this place is busy. And they're not eating. They're just making noise. Or they're having bus boys that move the plates from here over here. And you have people standing outside who just never get in. And they create this illusion of activity. These are the biggest, they do nothing. Nothing's going to happen. You know this, right? I'm telling you, Hunter Biden, nothing. What's the matter with you? Well, let's go back. So I'm shadow government. I said, okay, folks, here's what we're going to do. Got a couple of these people. Now, this first guy, he's on social media. You might have seen this Instagram kid who says, I don't know this about this property. And, Oprah's going to buy. That's good enough. Oprah, we got her. Did you hear that one? They mentioned Oprah. She's our beloved Oprah. So he doesn't really say what it is, but basically he's perpetuating this idea that either this is burning down or being set on fire in order for big shots and corporations to buy property, which apparently has been either reluctantly held or refused to turn over or whatever it is. This is what they're saying. Okay, you got it? This is what this guy's saying. And people send me this one. You've seen it. You've seen it, right? It's this Instagram. I don't know who this guy, I say kid, but he's a young man. I don't know what this is interesting. Well, what is he? What does it mean? I don't know, but this is it. Why are you sending this to me? Who is this? I don't know. Well, what's he saying? I don't know. But I like this theory, and it's Oprah. Okay, fine. Okay. Let me stop for 1 second before I forget, because I got a million things to tell you. And by the way, I always get close, but not too far in telling you exactly what's going on. Because as you know, and anybody who has ever done this before, there are things that, as wonderful as our sponsors are and social media, you can get away with stuff depending upon who you are. I will never understand who does it and who does it. All I know is they make it very clear as to who is what. But I have a separate channel, one that's interesting. And let me just tell you this much. And I want to give you this little link right there. There's two issues that are going on. This one, and I talk about something else. Because what I do is I just notice what's different. Say, hey, that plate's missing. Hey, they moved this. Manson supposedly did creepy crawlies. You go into your home and move stuff. But before we get to this, let me remind you something. Have you noticed why all of a sudden they're talking about Obama being gay all of a sudden? And Michelle being a man? Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this? Anybody? Why do you think that is? Why all of a sudden? Why all of a sudden? All of a sudden, for the first time, all of a sudden, it's like they're talking about wait a minute, Obama's old girlfriend that we really don't kind of sort of know, who maybe said that, he said he fantasized about man or something, but only in his imagination. Why are we learning this now? Why are we redoing this canard, this story about Joan Rivers being whacked because she made a joke about Michelle being a man? Have you heard this? Can I explain something to you? Do you know anything about the circumstances of her untimely demise during a medical procedure? Yeah. I'm not going to go into detail, but before you jump into well, it's obvious, learn the facts. The facts will overwhelm you with how underwhelmed you will be about how sometimes things are exactly the way they seem. But I digress. Why? Why is this happening? Now, don't answer the question. People always answer the question. This is a rhetorical question. Remember the joke? Let's say I were to ask you a hypothetical question, which is funny to me because and let's say it was a rhetorical word. People don't even get that. It's like, what's another word for thesaurus? Dictionary? You missed the joke. And the joke nobody gets is, how many vegans does it take to change a light bulb? I'm better than you. All right. Because you live in a world right now of Theo Von, who is very funny, but really, really obvious joke. Huh? F. Oh, I got it. There's no, I was watching Mitch Hedberg. Oh, God. He was a genius. He was. You think anybody understand Mitch Hedberg today with all the dope? Huh? Anyway, I digress. Why are they coming after? I talk about that on my private channel. There's a reason, that a series of hypotheses for that. Hypotheses. But let me go back to this. You know, and I know, and we all know, there's something really weird about what's going on in Maui. So many things that demand our immediate attention. And the other folks know that you're catching on to something. They know this. They know you're saying, wait a minute. So, what they're doing is they're making sure that everybody who says something that they pull out of their arse, they highlight and they say, point this guy out. Go in and Google direct energy weapons conspiracy theories. See what you can. Now, put up conspiracy theories, Elvis is alive. There's nothing here. It's because nobody cares. Because nobody believes it. Put up conspiracy theories, Sasquatch, Yeti. Anybody ever care about that? No, not really. Because nobody cares about it. Put up conspiracy theories, 9/11. Oh, that's important. Whenever somebody has something where they refer to something as a conspiracy theory, it's an issue that means something to them. This is a fact. It's a fact. So whenever you follow this, you're saying there's something going on here. Don't know what it is yet, but apparently they're getting very upset over you suggesting something about either deliberate. But here's this, and I got to tell you something. This is where, now this is how demented my mind works. There's one guy I watched, somebody sent me, I said, you've got to be kidding. Typical guy, I'm an ex-SEAL, I'm an ex, yeah, I know, FBI. You were one of the guys who killed bin Laden. There's like 50,000 people who actually were the actual assassin or sniper who killed bin Laden in that Abbottabad. They were one of these eye kills. Remember, we had this sniper thing for everybody wants to say, I was a sniper. What? I was the Carlos Hathcock. Am I really? Wow. Now I'm SEAL Team 6. You know that what? Shout out to Don Shipley, all the fake SEALs out there. But I was SEAL Team 6. I was have you seen, was it Sean Ryan? All these guys. I'm CIA. Have you seen the guy with the hair? Have you seen that guy? Who are these people? I'm CIA. I was an operative. What? You don't get the hello. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, listen, come with us for a minute. I'm going to show you something. Where'd Jerry go? I don't know. Anybody see? Well, he was on that show the other day talking about a lot of CIA stuff. That's a CIA person. Somebody told me this years ago. I'll never forget this. He says, how I know Alex Jones is full of crap? How's that? Because he's alive. And I thought to myself, there's something to this. But let me go back to this. So this guy is sitting in his home and he goes, let me tell you something right here. Here we go. Look at this. Let me go through. Here we go. Here's the fire. Obvious, folks. Hey, guys. Always got to go, hey, guys. Hey, guys. You're my guys. I'm your guy. I'm not your guy. Hey, guys. I'm a former CIA, FBI SEAL Team 6. You are? Yeah. Oh, my God. And they didn't, and you made it? Yeah, I made it. You did. Uh-huh. Oh, my. And China Intel is thinking, we got these guys beat. Our Intel people, you can't even fight. They never leave. Did you ever go to Israel? Did you ever talk about, were you a Mossad? I don't know what you, I have no idea what you're talking. I don't know what you, were you in the, well, they're like the mob. Have you ever noticed this? Go through all the, I was SEAL teams. I killed. I'll be damned if I'm going to go on some podcast telling a bunch of people, I killed this village of whatever. I'm thinking, wait a minute. There's somebody out there who's going to say, hey, I don't like what you did. You were a secret op. You were in some kind of a clandestine op. And what are you talking about? Why are you on this show? Because I got a bag of gummy bears. What? You were really a Delta Force? Uh-huh. You're telling, see, I got my tattoos, Delta Force. I got it on my arms. You tattooed it on your arms? This is a secret. What if there's some rogue element, some guy who says, "Hey, you're one of the people that's in the Assange video who took whatever." I've never seen anything like it. Wait, I'm on this show, I'm on that show. Oh yeah, we went out there and we sure. Now listen, God bless you for your service, but I can't believe this. Top secret. Not that long ago. And not only that, for your family, you're walking around. I'm not me? No. In fact, it would make you more mysterious, but you wouldn't go on these shows. You wouldn't have your own podcast if you didn't say, I was a cook. Remember the old Steven Seagal? I'm just a cook. Okay. So there's this guy. He sees this video. He sees this stuff. He goes, see that? Obviously directed energy weapon. Obvious. See how that plastic right there is? Wait, excuse me. This is a fire. Can you authenticate this picture? Can you authenticate it? What? Can you tell me this picture was taken the other day in Lahaina? Can you do this? Well, it's they said it was. Excuse me, who said it was? This guy. You're taking a picture from a Twitter. Have you done a tin eye or whatever? You ever done that? You ever seen that service called Tin Eye? Is it Tin Eye? You put a picture in Tin Eye. It tells you the provenance of it. And you can see when a picture was first used, first showed up, first whatever. Did you ever see it? It's fantastic. It's a wonderful service. You ever do that one? No, of course not. This make any sense? I don't know. So this guy, let me go back to this. I know this, I'm stretching this out, but this is what he said. I should definitely, what you call your direct energy weapons. You see right here, you see this? This is plastic. Do you ever notice how you put plastic in a microwave, it doesn't melt? Well, that's what this is. Excuse me, who are you again? I'm an expert. And are you saying this is a direct energy weapon? I'm seeing, land mounted, vehicle mounted. Are you saying this is from what, a drone, or somebody shot this? A microwave is going to do what? Yeah, sure. And excuse me, with all due respect, Mr. Genius. Yeah. Okay, let's say we have these things here, okay? This is my Dollar Tree. You have two objects, okay? This one's caught on fire, and this one's not on fire. And you're saying this one was hit by a directed energy weapon because this one wasn't. The same way that plastic doesn't burn, yeah. Well, if you wait long enough, this is going to burn when this thing burns. It's going to catch fire to whatever's nearby. So maybe you're saying this was immediately incinerated and this was immediately not? That it targeted? Yeah. Have you ever looked at other pictures? No. I'm going to show you some pictures. And I remember during 9/11, I looked at plane crash. I'm no plane expert. Plane crash. But there was something I said, and I started with a premise, and then I asked people who know, can you explain this to me? Why this? Because maybe I'm just stupid. And they look at these pictures and they assume, I guess, they're saying that this was taken at or near the time of this, whatever it was. Have you ever, do yourself a favor, look at things like, I don't know, hurricanes. Look at hurricanes. Look at, all of a sudden you see there's this neighborhood and they're all gone. It's just like one house in the middle. This is a hurricane, not even a fire. It's a hurricane. Weird stuff happened. My point is, I'm not listening to anything. Some guy talks like this. I'm a former, Delta Force, SEAL Team 9 expert, because and my numbers are great. Hey guys, Thank you. I know the argument. There's somebody can, until I get some, just give me some authenticated videos. Authenticated meaning, is this a true and accurate depiction of what it is, when it was taken? What can you please tell me that? Yeah. Okay. And I know it's fun, but let me tell you something. If I didn't know better, I would think these people were actually placed and planted to say this stuff, which is ridiculous. So that the if this was in fact the case, you can use these morons who are just talking like this because they'll say anything. Do you know what happened during? Oh my God, Mrs. Ellsworth, she and I do, I guess not vicariously, but a sister. When we're trying our best, and she's doing her best to talk about human trafficking, and then all of a sudden we get these people that came out of nowhere who say, "Oh yeah, they're brought in a tunnel from the Hope. Remember the hospital Hope? Hope is we can see it. The Hope, the big hospital ship, and then underneath there was a tunnel. I said, from the Hudson River across the West Side Highway to where? I mean, they would say these things. And people would say, oh, that's a good story. So they would take that story and forward that video. Meanwhile, people would say, this is ridiculous. You're crazy. I'm not crazy. And let me tell you what they do. And listen to me and listen. And I talk about this here. And let me tell you how they do it. Let's assume just one day you're onto something. You actually discover something where you catch the bad guys, the shadow government, the deep state, whoever these people are. Let's say you catch them in a real, absolutely, you nail them. Okay? Good. And you're starting to catch on. You're starting to catch on. And somebody says, whoa, hey, this guy is for real. Let's say the deep state or whatever you call these folks say, we got to do something about these people. Oh, no problem. What do you mean? I'll take care of it. You're not going to hurt them. No. Watch what I do. So here you are with your thread, and it's good and it makes sense. Now, I come along and I bring about, 4 people, 5 people, enough, who are out of their minds. And they agree with you. They like what you're saying. They endorse it. They retweet it. Now, mind you, you're 100% correct, but they retweet it. And then somebody says, well, yep, you, the person who unearthed this, apparently have a lot of believers, people who believe that the earth is flat, or we will never get the story as to the flat earthers. We'll never know what they're about. But they have to be there to serve as the basis for, by the way, I better be getting some likes here. We got 5. How many likes have you given me? Seriously, how many? 250? I want 500 likes. I want 500 likes. I've been talking for 53 minutes. Completely gratis. That's okay. All right. I can't, you people take it's fine. It's fine. But the likes? Come on, for God's sakes. So anyway, so they take something that you believe in and that's accurate, and they just destroy you. Or they say, they tried it with MAGA, but it didn't work. Oh, you MAGA racist. Oh, you're into MAGA. One of those MAGA people, or MAGA, whatever. Oh, it didn't really work, but they were trying to. I thought, somebody's going to go out, do something terrible in a church, wear a MAGA hat, and they're going to try to conflate the two. And that's what they do. So let me just tell you something. You know, and I know. Come on, likes. You can do it. That's it. Look at that number. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Cheapskate bastards. Come on. You can do it. There's something to this. Now, we will never get to the bottom if we have these jadrules sitting around here who are saying, oh, yes, definitely what you call your directed energy weapon. How? It just is. You say it's obvious. Why is it obvious? Please inform me, Mr. X CIA or whatever. Please tell me. Tell me. Where does the beam come from? Is it in a satellite? You think anybody's going to say, what the hell is this? And this one picture, have you seen this one picture? And by the way, I forget the picture. I did a 10 eye on it, and it was been around since 2018. It's an explosion of something in it. Looks like there's whatever. Does anybody care? And the answer is no. There are so many folks who are having such a good time. Come on, likes. Come on. Come on. Now, let me ask you something. Just answer this. Just answer this question. Remember, I need, this is the best thing you can ever do. If I went on national TV and said, hello, can I show you a picture? This is a picture from, and I cite it from taken yesterday, taken 3 days ago, put the copyright, whatever it is, from the Lahaina PD or whatever it is. This is a picture. Do you notice anything odd about this? And leave it. You won't be able to do that, though. Come on, likes, 335. What are you doing to me? You won't be able to do that. You can't do that. You have to go, no. Just ask them. Let them come. Let them come forward. That is interesting. What do you see? The color of the sky. And you might say to yourself, I never even thought about that one. But hey, I'm not going to get in the way. I didn't say that. What about you? Those burn patterns. Let people ask, well, how do you suspect we should handle it? Why don't we ask questions? It's the best thing in the world. Let people ask questions. That's all. Let people ask questions. And remember, Tulsi Gabbard, Fox News, they're not interested. Put them all together. Fox News, CNN, Newsmax, whatever it is, put them together. It's the same. It's the same. It's this buffet of the worst food you've ever seen. There's nothing there. Think I'm kidding? Here are the top stories from Fox News as we speak. You got a problem? Fox News. Fox News. This is Fox News. Okay? Here we go. These are the top stories. Deadly decision that could end up costing Biden the presidency in 2024. Expert says he's a liar. Wow. How about this? New study reveals the true effect the COVID vaccine can have on pregnant women. Really? Oh, that's going to be big. Where the hell have you been? Where have you been? Huh? Fighting words. Former senator recalls the time he threatened to kick the S out of Biden for treatment of his wife. TV star reveals what happened to parents who live in Maui after deadly fires. Okay, that's kind of getting close there. Teen girl recalls the moment doctor sitting next to her on the flight was doing something inappropriate. Okay, not to be. Scientists point to popular drinks that can put women at greater risk for cancer. Bombshell Euphoria star defends sex-heavy shows amid backlash from critics. This is the most biggest. Zuckerberg makes big announcement about Musk cage fight. Man describes scary. This is where you where you are. This is where it is. This is where it is. This is it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Now let me tell you something. At 351 likes, this is going to go away. The Lahaina, goodbye. Watch how fast it goes away. Just poof, just gone. And you'll say one day, whatever. Remember Northern California? Remember that the riot, the fires? It just. How about the fires in Canada? Are they out? Whatever happened with that? How about the riots in Paris? How about you see? We also have, by virtue of the drugs and the edibles and the CBDs and all this Cheech and Chong stuff, everybody's gassed out of their minds. We have the attention span of a gnat. We have the attention span of a gnat. That's all. That's all. So my job is to get you to negotiate through this nonsense. That's all. You got it? It's that simple. And by the way, that's the. But ask yourself this. I'm just going to talk about this. Why are they jumping on Obama all of a sudden? Why all of a sudden? Why? In 2017, he hasn't been in there for what, 6 years? Why are we talking about Obama? Why now? Now, I can come up with some hypotheses, but I do notice it's the strangest thing. I don't know. And somebody said, well, there's a New York Post. The New York Post is the same. This is Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch, the New York Post, is so connected to globalist stuff because if there's anybody that's not going to do anything to hurt his fortune, it's Rupert Murdoch. All right, dear friends, that's it. We had a great morning. Let me leave you with this. Demand proof, demand authentication, have all the hit. There's something wrong here. But ask yourself, what am I listening to? What am I watching? What am I reading? What am I seeing? And why is this so conclusory? And where's Tulsi Gabbard? Hawaii, she wants to be president. Why isn't she there helping out? Is she going to get her hair mussed or you what? I don't understand this. I told you the story and I talked about it in LBJ in 1965, Hurricane Betsy. He goes to New Orleans and basically, and this is the most important thing, he goes and he says, this is the president of the United States and I'm here to help. It was absolute political theater. It was brilliant. These people don't even do that. And finally, did you see Trump in Iowa? Oh, dear God, they love him. That's all. You have a great day, my friends. A couple of things here, please. Follow Mrs. L right there. Lynn's Warriors on X or Twitter at Lynn's Warriors and YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. You follow her right there, okay? That's what you're going to do. And until tonight at 7 p.m., my friend, have a great and glorious day. Think of what I said very carefully and comment. And by the way, put your thoughts and comments below, right below. We love to read them and share ideas and the like. Have a great and a glorious day and comment, dear friends. Comment as you see fit.